Hello, my friends. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to my beautiful ride share revolutionaries. It's me, Gio. Y'all know who the fuck it is. Alrighty. Back to my lovely group chat. Got to share something interesting that I saw today in my group chat. But first, I got to give you a little highlight of the week. It's been up until today, super slow week. It's been a fucking grind. I did more airport rides this morning than I did the entirety of Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I did 2 airport rides Monday. That was it. It's been that bad. But this morning was the first decent morning I've seen in a while. So, and I noticed since I was spending more time on Reddit, they're actually, why's my car in gear? I've been noticing posts about drivers saying that their markets, they seem like new drivers, but they've been complaining about how slow it is. So I don't know if it's just been slower than usual for this time of year, but I remember my group chat's been saying that it's been slow, and I would agree. And they're saying it was way busier last year. I'm like, yes, it was. But also last year we had some brutally frigid temperatures and we're seeing snow at this time of year. So that might have something to do with it. I think the fact that Christmas and New Year's was in the middle of the week just kind of did something to the vacation schedules. I think, normal business weeks have not been normal business weeks. But today was like the one day where I wasn't waiting 30, 40 minutes at a time for a ping. So, yeah. So that's the good news. But now, let's get to the topic at hand. This showed up in my group chat earlier. Showed up today, January 16th at 11:38 a.m. Follow up from Lyft Safety. I'm going to obviously blur out the driver's name. We're going to skip to the first paragraph because that's generic. Second paragraph, safety is our top priority here, and we take these matters very seriously. The report alleges that you appeared to be masturbating during a ride. Masturbating. Can you provide any details on why we would receive this report? And then generic, the third part of the email was generic. Okay. So, okay, I just saw something gross from my group chat. Okay. So, that's crazy. 1. 2, I'm not going to go ahead and say, what the fuck? The driver's a scumbag. We don't know there's 2 sides to every story. We don't know what's going on here. That's why I'm making this video, because there could be a variety of things that happened. I'm not going to go ahead and say the driver did it. Call me a cynic. I severely doubt a driver lacks the common sense to, 1, masturbate in public, 2, masturbate in clear view of a passenger during a ride. Like I said, I know crazy shit has happened. I had a passenger like 2 years ago tell me that her daughter was a college student and called the cops on a driver for allegedly masturbating during a ride. I guess, like I said, I can't confirm or deny that actually happened. But I remember that passenger told me she was really upset because she found out the driver wasn't taken off the platform and was still driving on Lyft too. Or like, this was an Uber ride, but he was still doing rides on the other platform too. So and this is in a college town, so that's how they knew, because there wasn't that many drivers there. So, and I actually did record this video before, but I'm doing it again because I fucked up one part. But like I said, crazy shit does happen. Like, I remember I saw a video that went viral like 3 years ago. It was in Chicago. It was a pool ride. The guy in the back seat recorded the driver during a ride getting a blowy from a prostitute, and then the driver or the rider was refunded $10. Crazy shit happens out here. It does happen. Like I said, I want to give the driver the benefit of the doubt and not accuse the driver of doing that, right? So, but it's interesting because, sorry, I keep on getting all those notifications. like I said, we don't know what happened. The email said that they were taking him off the platform. It didn't say they're giving him the final deactivation. So that means they're right now trying to figure out what happened. And when they deactivate your account, but that doesn't mean like you're gone forever, right? It does seem like they want to figure out what's going to happen before they want to figure out what happened before they make the final determination. So, like I said, I jokingly said in the group chat when I saw that message, like maybe the driver had horrible jock itch. Maybe he had to scratch his nuts so bad that it made it seem like he was jerking off. I don't know. Okay, I seriously do not know. But I mean, there's a possibility he could have been doing it. Maybe you whacked out and you fucking thought it was a good idea to do it. I don't know. But with that, I mean, this could be fake too. This could be a fraudulent claim. Look at the video I did last week where the one girl was boasting on Facebook about how to get free rides and free Uber Eats food. It's, these passengers are sneaky. That could have been the same passenger. This was, I think, in Chicago. That same passenger could have been like, oh, I've used up that excuse too many times. Because remember, the passenger in the video I showed, she said that someone else took the ride to get the ride refunded. And that was her excuse that week. The next week, you'd be like, oh, the driver was drunk. The next week, the driver was high. The next week, the driver was racist. The next week, the driver tried to molest me. The next week, running out of excuses. Oh, the driver jerked off in front of me. That's serious of a complaint from what I showed you in the screenshot. I mean, if the passenger went ahead and made a police report, because that's a fucking crime. That's sexual assault right there. Whip your dick out in front of someone. So if the passenger just reported the driver on the app, I'm gonna have my doubts. If the driver went ahead or the passenger went ahead and called the cops on this guy, then I'd be like, well, that's a little bit less easy to kind of defend. You just don't know. Like I said, this could be anything from a passenger looking for a free ride to the driver had a rash, or the driver was legitimately taking care of himself during a ride. We all deal with stress in our own ways, I guess. And yes, I'm going to make light of it because that's what I do. It's a fucked up situation for sure. But the one thing, if you guys want to go back and look at the email, go ahead. The one thing I found really interesting about all this too is we've all seen the generic emails from Uber and Lyft. We've all seen them. This email, the really interesting part about that email is the second paragraph. It did seem like it wasn't generic or automated response to any kind of report or complaint from a passenger. It did seem like whoever wrote that typed it out themselves, right? That didn't seem like a totally. So for that, I think Lyft is that's probably a good thing. It seemed like Lyft was more legitimately trying to figure out what happened there. And while they did deactivate the account, they did it because of the investigation. And they're going to do that every single time, guys. Like I said, even though I was deactivated by Uber, right? I understand why Uber and Lyft will drop the hammer on you in the event of a complaint. They have to for liability. Like if you were, I know passengers pull a lot of shit on drivers. They'll be like, oh, the driver was drunk, the driver was high, whatever. They'll make up any excuse they can for a free ride. But in the event the driver was actually drinking or was high during a ride and goes out there and hurts a passenger or hurts himself, then the apps are liable for that because they got the complaint and they just kind of like shoot it away. But like I said, I'm not siding, like I'm totally siding with the driver that got the breathalyzer, went to the police station after report. Definitely should be able to do that. If someone's going to accuse you of that, you should be able to prove your innocence instead of being, being guilty until proven innocent. That's fucked up, but that driver went ahead and took the right steps. Sorry, I just got gassy there. But I understand why the apps do it. You know, they have to make sure everything's good before you continue doing rides. But yeah, what do you guys? I know this is a fucking crazy story. That's the first time I've seen that kind of complaint or that kind of email, so that's why I thought this was kind of interesting. I want to give the benefit of the doubt to the driver, but like I said before, to summarize, this could be this literally could be anything. This could be the driver wasn't doing anything. The passenger was looking for a ride. The driver was scratching himself because he had a bad itch. It happens. It happens to both sexes. We get some itches down there sometimes. Or the driver really could have been doing that. I don't know. I guess only the driver and the passenger really know for sure. And like I said, if this was a legitimate thing, then there should be a police report filed against the driver for what the driver did. So, and like that's a little harder to defend. If the passenger is looking for a free ride, they're not going to call the cops. They're just going to call Lyft, you know. But if there's something bad like that going on during a ride, they're going to call the cops too. And that's yeah, you're pretty much not coming back from that. So, all right, guys, that's all I got for this one. I want to thank y'all for watching. Everyone, please stay safe, stay driven, stay classy. I'll talk to you next time. PSA, don't pull your dick out and jerk off from pastures. Don't do it. All right, guys. Bye.